brown eyes with the elegant smile. Small ways to put my hands around. I hold tight, no pressure. I hold tight.
Good morning, guys. If the sweater looks familiar, it is because I wore it sometime in the store, on this trip. But yeah, okay. So it is like a little after 11. So update. So literally, we were chilling in the room, talking, reminiscing, talking about life. And the next thing we know, at like 1:59, the airline sends us a message saying that our flight has changed from 11:05 to like 16:40.
Something good.
So basically what happened was our flight changed. And now we're leaving later, so which means we have a couple of more days here in Vietnam, in Hanoi. So right now we basically checked out, kept our bags at Phoebe's place, and now we're gonna go have breakfast / lunch, brunch I guess. And there's Phoebe and Jaquel, and Rod is gonna meet us there once we find a place. And yeah, it's just crazy that the flight changed so quickly, but it's all good, we move. So we're gonna be done out later than we expected, which is kind of annoying because that fucks up like our whole schedule. We have the reason why we wanted such an early flight was because we wanted to get there earlier, but I guess that's not gonna happen. And right now, and when we're chilling, the rain started raining, the weather did a whole 360. It is cold AF, and here we are. Yes, I'm gonna be wearing Crocs this whole trip, but it is cold. It's like 16 degrees right now. The wind is blowing a lot. I hate the weather change. We were literally trying to avoid the winter in Korea, and now we found it in Hanoi. But it's all good. Let's go eat. Let's go have a last couple of hours in Hanoi. Then we're gonna head over to the airport, and we will be done up, which apparently is raining. And that's the beachy area, so that's another problem. But it's all good. Let's go. So for lunch we wanted something yummy, something filling because we didn't have breakfast. And Phoebe had told us that she had a place in mind, and we were like, girl, lead the way, because it was so close to where we were staying. And when we first walked in, I was like, girl, where are you taking us? But I'm like, actually, you know what? This is very cutesy, it's very cutesy. So she was like, the best place to sit is upstairs. So we headed upstairs. There was no one in the restaurant, so that was great. And they're like Bob Marley posters. They opened the door for us, and we had some cucumbers. And one thing I'm realizing is I've always loved cucumbers, but ever since I've come to Asia, like cucumbers just hit different, and they're so yummy. And you get them in different ways. You get them soaked, and you get them dry, and you put some spice on it. So this is us just literally sitting around eating, talking, and me creating content for y'all. So we got some chicken. One was sweet and the other one was spicy. I really enjoyed the chicken feet. Wow. And then Rod finally joined us, and the guy was bringing the food. And the African in me was fighting because of the gloves, okay? I wanted to remove those gloves and eat that chicken with my bare hands. But one thing you realize in Asia is this is how they eat finger foods. They always wear gloves. So when in Asia, do as the Asians do. And so we just sat there, spoke about how our trip has been so far, what we're going to do, where we're going to go. And then lunch was over, and we went to go and get some ice cream. And when I say that this ice cream was bussing, it was bussing. And the next thing we knew, it was time for us to head to the airport because our time in Hanoi was over. So we got to the airport, we checked in. There's like these little machines that you can check in. I clearly did not know what I was doing. I don't know why I was fighting with the seat and what seat I wanted, because I was thinking about content, but I was like, but what if I need to pee? I was like content, window seat, P, aisle seat, but I think I ended up going for an aisle seat. And this is us just waiting to check in. The nice thing about this airport is it's not really big, but just make sure you get there early because the lines do get very, very, very long, and you don't want to miss your flight and you don't want to miss your check-in time. There really also wasn't much to eat in terms of choices, so I guess it was a good thing that we ate before we came to the airport. And yeah, then we ended up having to go into the bus because it's pretty much like an old airport whereby you have to take the bus to the airplane. But it was Gucci, man. It was nice. We were just standing in the bus. It was a little bit bumpy. Look at Jay over there looking so cute. And at this point, I was just like, can we just get to the plane? Because I'm tired. I just want to sit down. Possibly want to pass out because, yeah, man. You know, I don't remember how long the flight was. I want to say about less than 2 hours or a little over 2 hours. Yeah, it was somewhere around there. I hate this part because as you can see my camera is just like shaking because it's very hard to record, carry a carry-on, and walk up the stairs while the people in front of you are stopping. As you can see, there was a bit of traffic on the plane because this flight was very full. And eventually, through all the chaos, I was able to find my seat. Jay helped me with the bags because he's such a gentleman. And then it was just time to sit down and wait for takeoff. You know, being a YouTube creator, a content creator, sometimes you forget that there's things like copyrights. And when I was taking this video, it didn't occur to me that the background music of the plane could be a copyright. So here I'm just basically saying that we have arrived on the plane. It sucked that we were not going to get a full day in Da Nang, but it is what it is. And that I was tired and that we're just trying to get there. And when we get there, we're probably just going to do like pedicure because I'd already gotten my nails done. And yeah, that's just it. See you in Da Nang, basically. One of the parts that I actually don't like on planes is the takeoff. I like when the plane is like speeding on the runway, but I don't like it when it lifts off. I do love it, however, when it lands. That's my favorite part because it just feels so cool. And like, you know, you just like, oh, thank you, Jesus, we've arrived. This is me in the plane goofing around. I don't even remember what I was listening to be honest with you. But the good thing is that eventually we arrived in Da Nang. So here's the thing though. Da Nang is not our actual stop. We just had to fly into Da Nang International Airport because it was on the way to where we were going. So we had to get onto another bus in order to get to the airport. When we eventually got to the airport, we were just waiting to pick up our bags. If I remember correctly, we ordered a Grab to the airport. We didn't have car service this time. Yeah, we ordered a Grab at the airport. And look at Jay, always being my gentleman, such a gentleman, getting our bags. And then, hello, Da Nang. So like I mentioned, our final stop is not Da Nang. Our final stop is actually, I think, about 45 minutes away from Da Nang. We hopped onto our Grab and we were making our way to Hoi An. So we heard about Hoi An and we were like, you know what, it's a definite must-go-to place. So of course we booked a trip there. This is our villa. It was very quaint. I don't know, I liked the vibes of this hotel. It was really cute and it was just very, I don't know, backpacky in a way, but comfortable version of backpacky. So this is me just taking content of the pathway to the hotel. And the one thing I didn't like about this place though was that there were no elevators, but luckily they had people help us with our bags. And luckily our room was literally on, I think, the second floor. Yeah, it was the second floor. So it wasn't a lot of steps that we had to go up on, but it was still a lot than I was willing to or wanted to. So this is our room. We got the same room. I loved this bathroom. It was just giving granite. It was giving stone. It was giving beautiful. And then we opted for a room with 2 different beds and a mini view. It had a balcony. And yeah, I don't remember why we opted for this, but I remember when we saw it, we really liked it. And it wasn't that far away from central town, and it had a pool. So there's two parts of it, and if you go further down, there's a place where you can just hang out, that you can eat, and you can swim. There were people swimming when we got there actually, but Jay and I decided, you know what, let's go out and see downtown. And it was really just nice. It was just vibes on vibes on vibes. There was lanterns everywhere because I think it was lantern season. And we luckily found a place to do our pedicure because listen, mama needed to get her toes done, okay? Because they were looking crusty. They were looking hella crusty, and I didn't have time in Korea to get them done, and they were very expensive in Korea. I knew that in Vietnam they would be cheaper. So yeah, I just opted for pedicure. I wanted them to like clean my cuticles and put that base white, clear, transparent polish on it. And I just wanted to feel like a princess. I just needed to be pampered. So I opted for the blue color because I was like, we're going to be in water. I want something that's going to look cute underwater and don't come for my feet, y'all. And then I also opted for, I don't know what you call it, but scaling. I needed them to literally remove the crusty, dusty dust on my feet, and the dead skin needed to sashay away because, let's not get into that. It was just nasty, okay? And they needed to be gone. Our first day in Hoi An started with rain, which sucked because, you're just going there for vibes and the sea and the beach. But that didn't stop us, okay? I still put on that dress. I still felt cute. And at this point, Jay had actually left me. So I hopped into a Grab by myself to head downtown to find him there. And I was just looking at this rain and I'm like, why are you trying to kill our vibe, bruh? Like, it bored me, but I'm like, listen, that's not gonna stop us. We're still going to explore because this is what we came to do. Hey guys, so today I forgot my camera in the room and Jay had the key so I couldn't go back in, but we're gonna have to set up on my phone for today's vlog. So today I am going to the tailor to go get a dress done for a very special event for a very unsuspecting person. So yeah, let's go get this dress done, then go have some lunch, walk around a little, and then might call it a day because it's raining, it's pouring, it's wet, it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. So one thing you definitely come to Hoi An for is to get clothes done. While I was in the room, Jay was looking for a place for us to do that. What happens is you get there, they give you a catalog, you go through it, and then you end up choosing what you like, the style that you like. It doesn't matter the material. As long as you like it, pick it, and they can make it, okay? And like in less than 24 hours actually. You always get water. I love it. Once I had picked the dresses and the designs, now it was time to pick the materials that I wanted for the dress. And then the next thing I knew, we were going on a scavenger hunt for the different material. One thing I did notice though is that I think they all work together because we were going to other people's shops to pick material. And if they do not have the specific color in the material that you're looking for, they will go to someone else's shop and they will look for it. So yeah, this was actually very interesting. This was very nice. This was very fun. And then next, she was taking our measurements. Both Jay and I did get stuff done. And this is just me going through the process of getting my measurements done. When I tell you, baby girl was taking all the measurements, she was taking all the measurements. Okay. I think getting clothes done is one of the most expensive things to do because, it's labor, it's material. But in retrospect, it's really not that expensive either, to be honest. But in Vietnam, in Hoi An, this was one of the most expensive things that we did because most of the time people get a lot of things. But your girl was hungry and she wanted some Thai food because there was a Thai place, and I was like, why not? And Jay was like, you're in Vietnam. Why not have Vietnamese food? And I'm like, because I can have Vietnamese food any other time, but today I want to taste this specific Thai place. And when I tell you that I'm glad that I did, I am glad that I did, because this menu was delicious. It was beautiful. It was very extensive. There was a lot of things to pick from. There's finger foods, there's meals, there's dessert, and I just felt like I was so overwhelmed with options. And I feel like that has been the course of this trip with menus. A lot of the time I felt so overwhelmed with what to eat but never what to drink. But I went for this something gum soup, and boy oh boy, the aroma, the taste, the colors, the look, the presentation, it was giving. Okay, so I just dunked the whole rice in there because I'm like, I don't really know how I'm supposed to eat this. And Jay was such a good friend, and he just sat with me as I ate. And I was just like, oh God, it is hot and I want to eat it now, but I can't because it's too hot. And I felt like every single time I put a spoonful of soup and rice in my mouth, it felt like heaven. I kid you not. Then we took a little walk. I wanted some dessert, even though they did have dessert there, just nothing that I didn't like. We decided to get some gelato. Well, I decided to get some gelato actually. Jay went to go do jewelry, I guess. Oh yeah, you can also get jewelry done in Hoi An. Isn't it amazing? So I saw this cute little gelato place and I was like, let me go in. And those who know me always know I go for my salted caramel and unicorn. Anything unicorn, anything cotton candy, anything salted caramel, those are my top picks. So for dinner, we went to this restaurant that is not very far from where we were staying. It was a walk, which I love. And it wasn't really packed, and it was run by a family. And we were just very happy to be there and to support them because they were really, really nice people. And again, we had a long menu. Your girl didn't know what she wanted. At the same time, I wanted to try everything. I don't remember what drink I ordered, but I think it was a juice. I want to say pineapple juice, and it was so refreshing. It was so fresh. It was so yum. And we had starters, which I think was eggplant. And then I had beef pho. I think beef pho is like my favorite Vietnamese dish. Like nobody can tell me otherwise. It is just so yummy. I think it's pho, right? I think that was pho. I'm not sure. But anyway. Yeah, we really enjoyed it. Just spoke. Had a very chilled night. Didn't do a lot. Didn't want to do a lot, you know. We just wanted to eat and relax and just explore and see what the city had in store for us. And yeah, you have to put some lemon in order to make it tasty, and I put some sweet chili sauce because I want it to be a little bit more spicier but also on the sweet side. And we also got a side order of onion rings. I'm not really a fan of onion rings. Like, you have to make them really, really good because I don't like tasting the onion, which I know is very weird. But these were good. This food was good. The drinks were good. The onion rings were bussing. Everything was just bussing. The hospitality was bussing. The people were bussing. It was just bussing. And of course, the company, my friend, my bestie, Jay, was bussing. But yeah, when I say that I enjoy this food so much, like I was just dancing. When you see me dancing, just know that my tongue is in heaven. My stomach is happy. My mind just wants to think about the next bite and doesn't want to think about when I'm going to finish the food. That's all I know. It was so good that we cleaned out our plates. People who know me know that I don't eat a lot, so when I finish a dish, when I eat everything that is on my plate, when I slurp that soup, just know you did a great job. But yeah, after we finished, we headed back to the hotel, and this was literally day one. And see you for the rest of our days in Hoi An.